Look at these two glasses. One is rum, the other is brandy. Can you tell the difference? They're both amber, both gold, and they both look like something you want to drink right now. But the taste is a completely different story. You take a sip of the first one. It hits you with caramel, spice, and a specific tropical heat. That's because its soul was born in the relentless sun of the Caribbean cane fields. Then you take a sip of the second one. It's different. Polished, smoother, whispering of European vineyards and old oak. How can two liquids that look like twins belong to such different worlds? If both are just distilled from nature's sweetness, why is one a sun-drenched adventure and the other a quiet meditation? We're not just pouring a drink today, we're finding the soul behind the spirit.
I'm Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Things. Join me as we pour out the real story behind these two.
On the surface, they are cousins, distilled spirits sharing the same amber glow and a stinging warmth that demands your time. But look deeper, and you'll find their souls are worlds apart. Rum is a child of the equator. It's born from the raw energy of sugarcane, swaying under a relentless tropical sun. Its origin lies in the grit of the sugar trade, distilled from molasses, the thick, dark byproduct of refining, or the fresh, grassy juice of the cane itself. In the intense Caribbean heat, rum ages rapidly. 1 year in a tropical barrel is like 3 in Europe. This forced maturity makes it bold, sweet-leaning, and whispering of the Caribbean sea breeze. Brandy, however, belongs to the mist and the vineyard. It is quite literally the spirit of wine. It starts where grapes ripen and fruit trees bloom, crafted by distilling fermented fruit juices in copper pot stills. Unlike the fiery pace of the tropics, brandy requires the slow, patient breath of European cellars. Resting in toasted oak, it mellows into something polished, fruit-forward, and elegant, speaking softly of cool stone, vanilla, and long evenings. If rum is the spirit of sugar and the ocean breeze, brandy is the spirit of the garden and the gallery. One was shaped by the humid pulse of the islands, the other by the quiet, temperate heart of Europe. Their difference isn't a mystery. It's geography and the speed of time. The story of rum doesn't start in high-end bars. It sprouted from the scorched cane fields of the 17th century Caribbean. Back then, sugar was white gold, but its production left behind a dark, sticky sludge called molasses. For a long time, it was discarded as useless waste, but plantation workers discovered a secret. This bitter byproduct could come alive through fermentation. Once pushed through crude stills, it transformed into a spirit that was fierce, fiery, and untamed. That was the birth of rum, not from a noble recipe, but from the raw instinct to create something out of nothing. This liquid soon became the breath of the ocean and the world's first global currency. It crossed the Atlantic as the fuel for the triangular trade, exchanged for gunpowder and labor to keep the sugar empire grinding. The reason every pirate ship hunted for it wasn't just for the buzz, it was survival. At sea, fresh water was a liability. It turned stagnant and foul within weeks. But rum was immortal. Sailors used it to sanitize their tainted water, turning a putrid necessity into liquid courage that kept them alive on month-long voyages. From plantation trash, rum rose to become the very blood of the high seas. So when you take a sip of rum today, remember, you're tasting a fierce resurrection from the dark corners of maritime history. While rum found its fire in the tropics, Europe was wrestling with a much colder, practical dilemma. In the 16th and 17th centuries, wine had to cross the Atlantic to reach colonies in the Americas and the Caribbean, where the land was unsuitable for vineyards. But the ocean was a brutal tormentor. Months of sweltering heat in a ship's hold often turned fine wine into sour vinegar before it ever reached the docks. To save their trade, Dutch merchants, the masters of shipping and commerce, turned to a radical solution. They poured the wine into traditional copper pot stills. Under the heat of the flame, the copper acted as a silent purifier, stripping away sulfur and imperfections while capturing the purest essence of the fruit. The Dutch called this concentrated spirit brandewijn, literally burnt wine. Their original goal was purely logistical, to shrink the volume, dodge heavy shipping taxes, and make the spirit immortal against the elements. But a miracle occurred within the oak staves during the long journey across the ocean. The fiery raw spirit began to mellow, soaking up amber hues, vanilla, and spice from the wood, emerging smoother and more complex than the original wine could ever be. A Dutch trade trick had accidentally evolved into a masterpiece of alchemy. This evolution gave birth to legends like Cognac and Armagnac. Each drop of brandy carries more than just fruit. It holds the terroir, the soul of its region, the mist of the vineyards, and the quiet patience of aging cellars. It is a reminder that sometimes true perfection is only forged through fire. Why does rum breathe with burnt honey and spice, while brandy leans toward floral elegance and ancient oak? The answer isn't mystery, it's the chemistry between raw earth, climate, and the barrel's embrace. Rum begins with sugarcane, a plant that literally bottles the tropical sun within its fibers. Whether born from thick molasses or fresh juice, its soul is high energy. Once distilled, it faces two fates. Bottled young, it is white rum, crisp, sharp, and destined for vibrant cocktails. But when entrusted to charred oak casks, the transformation turns soulful. In the sweltering Caribbean heat, the wood breathes aggressively, accelerating the extraction of vanilla, smoke, and cinnamon. Here, time moves thrice as fast. A single year on the islands yields a maturity that would take a decade in the cold cellars of Europe. Brandy, however, is a study in stillness and texture. Its foundation is wine, already structured with fruit esters. But the secret of world-class brandy often lies in the lees, the sediment of yeast left behind after fermentation. By distilling the wine along with its lees in copper stills, the spirit gains an incredible richness, a creamy mouthfeel, and subtle notes of toasted brioche. Then comes the test of endurance, years of slumber in stone vaults. Brandy doesn't rush. It slowly absorbs the wood's secrets, polishing its rough edges until it becomes round, velvety, and aromatic with notes of dried stone fruits. If rum is the spirit of untamed adventure, brandy is the essence of refined wisdom. One carries the brilliance of high noon, the other the calm of a fading twilight. Both remind us that character, like flavor, is shaped not only by its origin but by where it is forged and how long it has been allowed to settle. For centuries, rum and brandy have been shrouded in reputations as potent as their proofs. But look closer, and the long-held myths begin to evaporate. The first is the label of rum as common versus brandy as aristocratic. The reality, it's a matter of branding, not soul. While rum earned its fame in the rugged hands of sailors and brandy found its sanctuary in crystal snifters by the hearth, both spirits span a staggering spectrum. Rare, aged rums from legendary distilleries like Foursquare or Hampton can command the same reverence and astronomical auction prices as a premier cognac. Never mistake a rugged spirit for a cheap one. Then there's the dogma that older is always better. Accuracy tells a different story. Time evolves flavor, but it can also overwhelm it. In the tropics, where rum matures in brutal heat and humidity, the wood-to-spirit exchange is so aggressive that a 5- or 8-year-old bottle can possess a richness it would take a European cellar over 15 years to mimic. To chase a number is a mistake. The true mastery lies in the equilibrium between the spirit's heart, the barrel's oak, and the sky's temper. Finally, we must address a long-standing misconception that rum is strictly for mixing while brandy is reserved for sipping. Today's reality has flipped the script. Premium-aged rums rich with oak and spice are now savored neat in slow, contemplative silence, commanding the same respect as a fine scotch. Conversely, brandy is far from being trapped in a static snifter. It possesses a playful soul, serving as the backbone for legendary cocktails. While rum built its empire on the vibrant Mai Tai, the elegant daiquiri, and the brooding dark and stormy, brandy commands the stage in the sophisticated sidecar, the indulgent brandy Alexander, and the complex Vieux Carré. Whether it is a noble cognac, a robust Armagnac, or the apple-kissed Calvados of Normandy, these spirits are effectively blurring the lines of how we drink. If you've always cast rum as the life of the party and brandy as the hermit of the night, you've missed the point. Their true allure is found in how they defy categorization, dancing between luxury and grit, between rigid tradition and wild adventure. Step away from the dimly lit cellars and you'll find that rum and brandy have quietly woven themselves into our daily lives. They are no longer just spirits, they are power spices and companions that define the very ambience of your experience. In the kitchens of master chefs, these two are the souls of culinary transformation. Brandy, with its essence of grape and oak, is the secret behind the flambe technique, igniting over pans to create rich, velvety sauces for a prime steak. Rum, meanwhile, acts as the conductor of the pastry world. From the caramelized crunch of a cannelé to the soul-warming layers of tiramisu, a splash of rum is the key that unlocks the deep aromas of vanilla and butter. But the soul of each spirit truly awakens in distinct environments. Rum is the breath of freedom. It belongs to open, vibrant spaces, sunsets on the beach, where the sound of waves meets the rhythm of Latin music. To drink rum is to embrace the outdoors, where the wild energy of the Caribbean sun is captured in a chilled highball or a single large ice cube. Conversely, brandy is a story of stillness and inner depth. It belongs to intimate, private sanctuaries, a corner of a library filled with old books, or a leather armchair by a crackling fireplace. Connoisseurs often cradle a snifter glass, letting the warmth from their palm seep through the crystal to awaken the delicate floral aromas of the grape in a space where time seems to stand still. The connection goes deeper when they meet their perfect partners. Brandy is the soulmate of a bold after-dinner espresso, a pairing known as café corretto. Meanwhile, a fine cigar finds its perfect balance alongside a glass of dark rum, where the earthiness of smoke meets the lingering sweetness of molasses. Whether you choose the fiery energy of the Caribbean or the refined elegance of Europe, remember that every drop is a legacy. They teach us that true value isn't found on the label, but in how we savor the journey, respect the space around us, and find joy in the simplest of pleasures. I will give you the 10-second rule to enjoy rum and brandy to their absolute perfection. Do not rush, for true flavor only blossoms in the moments of stillness. First, awaken your sense of smell. Do not bury your nose in the glass immediately. Keep it at a slight distance and take a gentle breath. Let the aromas find you. In brandy, you'll discover a symphony of floral notes and ripe grapes. In rum, seek the signature creamy sweetness of vanilla and burnt sugar. Next, let your palate experience the kiss of fire. Take a tiny sip, just enough to coat the tip of your tongue. Do not swallow yet. Let the warmth of your mouth awaken the soul of the spirit. This is where the distinction is clearest. Brandy feels smooth, dry, and ethereal, whereas rum coats the palate with a rich, buttery, and high-energy intensity. Finally, embrace the lingering legacy of the finish. After swallowing, exhale gently through your nose. This is when the essence of time speaks. A fine brandy will leave a persistent trail of ancient oak and dried fruits. A well-aged rum will ignite a burst of smoke and spice, leaving a refreshing warmth at the back of the throat. Do not look at the glass. Look at the journey it took to get there. On one side, you have the taste of molasses and salt air, the rhythm of crashing waves and unbridled laughter. This is rum, the soul of the islands, of trade winds and raw freedom. Born from the grit of necessity, it evolved into a brilliant celebration, a reminder that the purest joy often rises from the heart of struggle. On the other side, brandy is the echo of ancient vineyards and autumn harvests, a symphony of patience and quiet refinement. It carries the warmth of weathered wood and the stillness of time, the soft amber glow when the world finally slows down and conversations run deep. Brandy was born from the need to preserve, only to become an art form, proof that beauty often begins where we strive to hold on to what we love. Two distinct stories meeting at a single destination. The same glass, yet two vastly different lifetimes. What you are sipping isn't just alcohol. It is the essence of climate, history, and culture distilled into liquid memory. Perhaps that is the secret of all simple things, that even the drink in your hand has crossed vast oceans to reach you, carrying within it centuries of human hands, hearts, and hopes. If you've been captivated by the story of Rum and Brandy, tell us in the comments what simple thing we should explore next. Your idea might become our next episode.
I'm Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Things. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the simple things in everyday life. Because what you see is never the whole story. There's always something deeper beneath the surface. See you in the next one.